Captain Bob stood in the dimly lit cockpit, his weathered hands gripping the controls with a mixture of determination and weariness. Once hailed as a skilled aviator, he now found himself at the twilight of his career, relegated to flying small charter planes and struggling to make ends meet. His once spotless uniform now bore the subtle stains of countless flights and sleepless nights. As Captain Bob prepared for another routine flight, he couldn't help but reflect on his turbulent personal life. Divorced and estranged from his children, he found solace only in the solitude of the skies. Yet, today was different. Today, he was assigned to pilot a larger aircraft, a commercial plane filled with an eclectic mix of passengers, each with their own quirks and stories. Among the passengers were a nervous first-time flyer clutching a good luck charm, a chatty grandmother knitting in the aisle seat, and a mysterious businessman who seemed too calm for comfort. The cabin crew, led by the no-nonsense but empathetic flight attendant, Maria, bustled about, preparing for takeoff. As the plane taxied down the runway, Captain Bob's stomach churned uneasily. He had brushed off the queasy feeling earlier, attributing it to pre-flight nerves. However, as the plane ascended into the sky, the discomfort intensified into a sharp pain. It dawned on him, food poisoning, likely from the hasty meal he grabbed before the flight. With beads of sweat forming on his forehead, Captain Bob tried to focus on his duties, but the nausea threatened to overwhelm him. He glanced at Maria, who noticed his pallor with concern but maintained a reassuring smile for the passengers. Little did Captain Bob know, this flight would be far from routine. As the plane leveled off at cruising altitude, a series of events would unfold, testing his skills, courage, and resilience in ways he never imagined. Midway through the flight, with the hum of the engines lulling some passengers into a relaxed state and others nervously clutching their armrests, Captain Bob's unease escalated into a full-blown crisis. Co-pilot Dave, a seemingly affable and competent pilot, suddenly revealed his true colors. With a chilling calmness, he took control of the intercom and announced his intentions. He was taking over the plane for ransom, or else he would crash it. Shocked gasps filled the cabin as passengers exchanged bewildered glances, disbelief etched on their faces. Captain Bob, already weakened by food poisoning, felt a surge of adrenaline mixed with dread. He knew he had to act swiftly despite his deteriorating condition. With steely resolve, he signaled to Maria, who discreetly began implementing emergency procedures while keeping the passengers calm with reassuring announcements. Meanwhile, the passengers reacted in a spectrum of ways. Some panicked, frantically searching for escape routes or pleading with the rogue co-pilot. Others, in a bizarre twist of fate, found their everyday quirks and eccentricities oddly suited to the crisis. The nervous first-time flyer, usually timid, surprised everyone with a burst of courage, attempting to reason with Dave in a mix of stuttered sentences and heartfelt pleas. In contrast, the chatty grandmother, known for her endless anecdotes, started narrating her life story to a group of terrified children, somehow managing to distract them from the unfolding chaos. The mysterious businessman, however, remained eerily composed, observing the situation with a calculating gaze that hinted at hidden agendas. Back in the cockpit, Captain Bob gritted his teeth against waves of nausea, his mind racing with strategies to regain control. Every maneuver was a battle against his own frailty and the increasing pressure of the situation. With Maria's support and the unwavering dedication of the cabin crew, they orchestrated a delicate balance of appeasing the passengers and planning a counterattack. As the tension mounted and the plane continued its steady course, Captain Bob knew that the next moves would determine not only their survival but also his chance for redemption in the eyes of his passengers and himself. As the minutes stretched into tense hours, the rogue co-pilot, Dave, revealed more of his sinister intentions to the terrified passengers and crew, driven by financial desperation and a bitter resentment towards Captain Bob's perceived successes. Dave's plan unfolded with chilling clarity over the intercom. He demanded a hefty ransom from the airline, threatening to crash the plane if his demands weren't met within the next few hours. His voice, once calm and reassuring, now dripped with menace as he outlined the consequences of defiance. Amidst the escalating crisis, a subplot emerged among the passengers. Faced with imminent danger, alliances formed in unexpected ways. The nervous first-time flyer found an unlikely confidant in the chatty grandmother, who shared stories of her own brushes with adversity. Together, they rallied a small group of passengers to brainstorm creative, but often hilariously misguided, plans to subdue Dave. Meanwhile, the mysterious businessman revealed snippets of a past riddled with intrigue and shady dealings, casting doubt on his true intentions. His aloof demeanor masked a keen observation of everyone aboard, silently assessing alliances and vulnerabilities that could serve his own agenda. In the cockpit, Captain Bob and Maria forged a formidable partnership amidst the chaos. With Maria's quick thinking and intimate knowledge of the aircraft's layout, they devised a series of covert maneuvers to thwart Dave's control. Communicating through coded signals and subtle gestures, they navigated the delicate balance of appearing compliant while laying the groundwork for a daring counterattack. As tensions mounted and the stakes grew higher, Captain Bob's determination to protect his passengers and reclaim his honor fueled every calculated move. Each decision made in the cramped confines of the cockpit carried the weight of lives hanging in the balance and the fragile hope of a safe landing. Through a turbulent combination of bravery, comedic missteps, and unexpected alliances, the unfolding drama aboard Flight 357 painted a portrait of resilience in the face of adversity. And in the heart of the storm, Captain Bob and his makeshift crew prepared for a final showdown that would test their limits and redefine their destinies. As the tense standoff continued aboard Flight 357, a mixture of comedic relief and suspenseful moments unfolded amidst the mounting pressure. The passengers, thrust into an unexpected role of camaraderie in survival, oscillated between moments of levity and stark fear. The nervous first-time flyer, emboldened by the support of newfound allies, inadvertently triggered a series of slapstick mishaps while attempting to disable a crucial onboard system under Dave's watchful eye. His antics, though well-intentioned, often left the cabin crew and fellow passengers simultaneously exasperated and amused. Simultaneously, the chatty grandmother's relentless storytelling provided brief respites from the palpable tension. Her anecdotes, ranging from the mundane to the extraordinary, captivated a diverse audience, unifying them in laughter and momentarily eclipsing the imminent threat hanging over their heads. In the cockpit, Captain Bob's physical condition deteriorated with each passing minute. His once steady hands trembled against the controls, a testament to his unwavering determination amid the encroaching illness. Faced with critical decisions that could spell life or death for everyone on board, he relied heavily on Maria's unwavering support and level-headed guidance. Amidst the chaos, relationships among the passengers and crew deepened in unexpected ways. The nervous first-time flyer found an unlikely mentor in a seasoned traveler, whose calm demeanor and practical advice provided a stark contrast to his own jittery uncertainty. Meanwhile, tensions simmered between the mysterious businessman and a skeptical journalist seated nearby, each suspecting the other of ulterior motives that could tip the fragile balance of trust aboard the aircraft. As the situation grew increasingly dire, alliances forged in the crucible of adversity strained under the weight of fear and uncertainty. Tempers flared, misunderstandings abounded, and fleeting moments of unity clashed with simmering rivalries. Yet, amidst the chaos and uncertainty, a fragile sense of hope persisted, an unspoken pact among strangers bound by a shared desire to survive. In the heart of the storm, Captain Bob's resolve to overcome both external threats and internal doubts served as a beacon of strength for those who looked to him for guidance. His journey, fraught with physical and emotional obstacles, epitomized the resilience and sacrifice demanded by the harrowing circumstances aboard Flight 357. As Flight 357 hurtled towards its destination, the atmosphere on board crackled with urgency and apprehension. With each passing minute, the plane drew nearer to the city lights twinkling below, a stark reminder of the narrow window of opportunity to resolve the escalating crisis. Passengers and crew alike rallied in a frenzied yet coordinated effort to thwart Dave's grip on the aircraft. The nervous first-time flyer, now emboldened by newfound courage and a makeshift plan, led a determined group of passengers armed with makeshift weapons, pillows, blankets, and even an inflatable life vest, as they stormed the cockpit door in a chaotic but spirited attempt to overpower the rogue co-pilot in the cabin. The chatty grandmother's unwavering optimism and sage advice diffused moments of panic among fellow passengers, providing a calming influence amidst the turmoil. Her rallying cry, a heartfelt plea for unity and courage, echoed through the cramped confines of the cabin, galvanizing disparate individuals into a united front against the looming threat. Meanwhile, Captain Bob, grappling with his own physical frailty and gnawing self-doubt, found a reservoir of inner strength amidst the chaos. With Maria's steadfast support and the collective determination of those on board, he navigated a treacherous path between compliance and resistance, each decision a calculated gamble in the high-stakes game for control of Flight 357. As the plane veered closer to its intended destination, the tension reached a fever pitch. The mysterious businessman, whose motives remained shrouded in secrecy, revealed a crucial piece of information that tipped the scales in favor of the passengers. His unexpected alliance with the skeptical journalist proved instrumental in unraveling Dave's carefully laid plans, exposing vulnerabilities that Captain Bob and his makeshift crew exploited with calculated precision. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty, Captain Bob's unwavering resolve to protect his passengers and reclaim his tarnished legacy emerged as a beacon of hope in the heart of the storm. His journey, from a washed-up pilot haunted by past failures to an unlikely hero leading a desperate charge against adversity, epitomized the resilience and sacrifice demanded by the harrowing circumstances aboard Flight 357. As the climax approached and the fate of everyone on board hung in the balance, the final showdown between Captain Bob and Dave loomed large, an electrifying culmination of courage, camaraderie, and the unwavering human spirit tested in the crucible of adversity. In the tense final moments aboard Flight 357, Captain Bob and Dave stood locked in a battle of wills at the cockpit door, a symbolic threshold between chaos and salvation. The air crackled with anticipation as passengers, now unified in their resolve, watched with bated breath for the outcome that would determine their fate. With a burst of adrenaline and clarity born from desperation, Captain Bob summoned reserves of strength he didn't know he possessed. Despite his weakened state, he confronted Dave with a mixture of cunning and resolve, exploiting a previously unnoticed flaw in Dave's plan, a flaw that proved to be the rogue co-pilot's undoing. In a surprising twist of fate, the mysterious businessman, revealed at last as an undercover federal agent, stepped forward with irrefutable evidence of Dave's complicity in a larger criminal conspiracy. The revelation stunned everyone on board, shifting the balance of power decisively in favor of Captain Bob and his makeshift crew. As Dave's facade crumbled under mounting evidence and the unified defiance of passengers and crew alike, he succumbed to defeat with a mixture of resignation and defiance. His arrest by waiting authorities upon landing marked the end of his reign of terror aboard Flight 357, a testament to the triumph of courage and unity in the face of adversity. Meanwhile, passengers emerged as unexpected heroes in their own right, each contributing in unique ways to ensure the safe landing of the aircraft. From the nervous first-time flyer's pivotal role in rallying passengers to the chatty grandmother's unwavering optimism that buoyed spirits in the darkest moments, their collective bravery and resourcefulness forged bonds that transcended the harrowing ordeal. For Captain Bob, the journey from disillusionment to redemption reached its poignant conclusion. With the support of Maria and the unwavering trust of those he guided through the crisis, he found renewed purpose in the cockpit, a testament to the enduring resilience and selfless dedication that defined his life's calling. As Flight 357 touched down amidst a flurry of emergency vehicles and relieved applause from passengers, Captain Bob's gaze shifted skyward, reflecting on the turbulent journey that had led him to this defining moment. With a renewed sense of pride and purpose, he embraced the challenges ahead, his personal journey forever intertwined with the indelible bonds forged amidst the chaos and courage of Flight 357. As Flight 357 taxied to a stop, the aftermath unfolded with a mix of relief, reflection, and newfound connections among passengers and crew alike. The nervous first-time flyer, now emboldened by surviving the ordeal, exchanged tearful hugs with newfound friends, a seasoned traveler who had become a mentor and the chatty grandmother, whose tales had offered comfort in the face of fear. Their shared journey through adversity had forged bonds that transcended the confines of the aircraft. Meanwhile, the chatty grandmother regaled departing passengers with a final anecdote, a tale of resilience and hope that echoed the spirit of unity that had defined their harrowing flight. Her infectious laughter and parting words of wisdom left a lingering warmth in the hearts of those she touched. In the cockpit, Captain Bob and Maria shared a quiet moment of reflection amidst the bustle of emergency crews and relieved passengers. With a mixture of gratitude and humility, Captain Bob acknowledged Maria's unwavering support and the collective effort that had ensured their safe landing. Their shared journey through crisis had forged a bond that transcended the cockpit, a testament to the resilience and camaraderie that defined their shared calling. As the last of the passengers disembarked, Captain Bob lingered for a moment at the threshold of the aircraft, a symbolic bridge between past regrets and future possibilities. With a renewed sense of purpose and a glimmer of optimism, he turned to Maria with a smile, a silent promise of new beginnings and the enduring legacy of Flight 357. The final scene captured a poignant yet humorous moment as Captain Bob, standing amidst the wreckage of overturned snack carts and scattered belongings, shared a light-hearted exchange with the nervous first-time flyer and the chatty grandmother. Their laughter echoed through the empty cabin, a shared reminder of the resilience and camaraderie that had defined their shared journey through adversity. As Flight 357 faded into the distance, Captain Bob's gaze lingered skyward, a silent acknowledgement of the challenges and triumphs that lay ahead. With a renewed sense of purpose and the indelible bonds forged amidst the chaos and courage of their flight, he embraced the uncertain future with a newfound sense of hope and determination, a testament to the enduring spirit of Flight 357 and the resilience of the human spirit.